So, on building relationships, what are some of the ingredients we need to build these relationships? Relationships are a fundamental part of cultural humility. And this is what I was talking about earlier about being in community. This is how we develop this. It is one of the main ingredients because all of the self awareness that I can develop, most of it comes from the interactions that I have with others in my community and being in community with them. So, like I said, it requires community involvement. If I don't know the people that I'm serving, if I don't understand some basics about them, I'm not going to be able to serve them appropriately. And that requires us going outside of our comfort zone. I am, the first time I went to the local Buddhist temple, believe it or not, there's a Buddhist temple here in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, but there is. And it is quite frequented and a very popular temple here. The first time I went there, I was absolutely petrified. I clearly stick out like a sore thumb. I was clearly a visitor, and I was absolutely nervous as all get out. But they are a very, very welcoming place, and they're a very welcoming people, and they want people to learn about them and their culture and their practices and their community. And the more that I am familiar and got to know them, the more I understood, the better I'm able to serve their people. And it required me to examine why that was uncomfortable to me. Not only because I was sticking out like a sore thumb, but why did that matter? What was going on internally for me as an individual that it frightened me to some level to be in the minority in that environment, right? What does that say? What am I dealing with there? That part of the self-awareness for cultural humility matters, right? And that process of going through that part belongs to me. But the larger part about going outside of that comfort zone and working with my neighbors to get to know them a little bit better so that I can gain some knowledge to better work with the folks that come through the door, that's the applied part of cultural humility. And frankly, marginalized folks are used to being marginalized. They're used to being in the minority. They're used to being at the bottom end of a power structure. They're used to being on the bad end of systematic oppression. And they're probably not going to just show up and go, hey, want to learn some more? Hey, can we tell you about us? They're not going to go out and seek these opportunities to help you help them. That's just not going to happen. And so where the power structure comes in is we have the power and the privilege in this dynamic, and it's on us to be able to go out and to use that power and privilege for the right things and to reach the right people and to give the right support and to challenge the systems where they need to be challenged. And so it's our job to seek people out and to understand where we are and who we're working with. And so this also involves building our communities. And I would strongly argue that this is an active part of cultural humility because it takes a community and we are part of that community. We're not separate from it. Our agencies and practices are very much within the community and the communities that we serve. And it is in the majority of our ethics to advocate as well. And so we also need to advocate for our communities. And sometimes we need to advocate within our own professional organizations and within our own agencies to do the right thing and to grow the right way. And so we need to build community. We need to work on social justice movements. We need to get involved into legislative efforts not to discriminate against people. We need to be in community and in proximity with the people that are affected the most. And we need to address and tell the truths that need to be told. And that means addressing a lot of the history and the colonizing nature of where psychology and counseling has come from, where it was born, and how it has been used and how some of that still remains. And we also need to build coalitions across the platforms. Our social work friends, our psychologist friends, our counseling friends, our school counseling friends, and the like, right? Because we all work in the same communities and we're all working with the same populations and we're all doing the same kind of work. And I believe we can help each other. And the more that we are in community and in proximity with each other and engaged in this collective humility process, the more that we can build the communities up and really be able to engage one another. And all of it is for the benefit of the people that we serve.